Cash, credit, debit, and totally free. The WBBM Noon Business Hour continues.
The craft beer boom is turning American beer drinkers into hopheads, you might say. And let's talk a little bit about this. We're joined by Matt Simpson, a craft beer consultant, owner of the Beer Sommelier down in Atlanta, Georgia. Not a town that I think of too often about beer, but Matt, nice to meet you. Welcome to the WBBM Noon Business Hour.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
We're good. What is really driving the craft beer boom, and is it really affecting the people who are normally would be drinking Corona or Bud or Miller Lite?
Well, that's a loaded question. It's simple on one end and complex on the other, and I'll start from the simple end. The main driving force behind the craft beer revolution, as we're calling it, is simply taste. The fact that craft beer, people are realizing that not only does craft beer taste really good, its adherence to traditional ingredients and brewing processes and experimentation and hands-on quality assurance by the people who own the breweries and by the main brewers, it all shows up in the end product, and people are realizing that life isn't necessarily all about pale lagers, which is what they've been told to believe for the last 40 or 50 years or so. And that's not to say, I want to qualify that statement by saying that's not to say that those beers, the macro lagers, don't have a place in the style kingdom. They are light, refreshing, clear, crisp, very drinkable, but they're not really interesting. And so we find this whole new craft of styles coming in, and people are really enjoying them. Right, and they go well with food and all sorts of things.
Let's define a craft beer. Would you say that a beer such as Sam Adams or Leinenkugel, as wide a distribution as they have, are they craft beers?
If you were asking the Brewers Association, they have a relatively rigid guideline set up for what defines a craft brewery, and that is generally the two main forces behind that are, one, the volume produced, and two, that they can't be owned more than, I think, 25% by another larger company. So, and it's not exact, so don't take my word exactly for those points, but you get the rough idea. Sam Adams, Boston Brewing, was actually accommodated for their volume. They actually the Brewers Association changed their definition to accommodate Boston Brewing. But even on the ground, most craft beer aficionados still do consider Sam Adams a quality craft blend, and it goes back to what I was saying. Really, what the folks who are drinking this stuff generally consider as craft beer, or at least I can only speak for myself, and I think those things revolve around, again, tradition, adherence to style, while still including experimentation, hands-on quality assurance, and all the things that go around what you would consider the term craft.
Matt, very quickly, where is Chicago in this universe?
Well, Chicago has a great outlay of craft beers. A lot of smaller brands coming up now, a lot of brew pubs. In fact, one of the best in Chicago is a pizzeria, and you've heard of Peace Pizzeria is one of my favorite places to visit when I go to Chicago. Not only do they have fabulous pizza, but they're literally making some of the best craft beer in the industry, especially for a brew pub, as small a place as it is. They're just really good at what they do.
All right, Matt.
You've got one of the new macro takeovers. You've got Goose Island, which is based out of
Goose Island,
Chicago as well, but it was taken over by AB InBev, and so
Matt, it's good. It's good. I got to jump in here, Matt. It's good talking with you. Sure. We finally met one of the Simpsons on the program. Matt Simpson, craft beer consultant, owner of the Beer Sommelier in Atlanta.